contractual brief is when there's a signed agreement for the company to undertake the project and deliver it within the certain time and a certain fee which will be paid. The advantages of a contractual brief is that it's 100% guaranteed that the project will be done and delivered for the client, to the client whenever, before deadline or on time. The disadvantage is that upon signing the contract, you're legally bound to the terms and conditions, and failure to comply with the terms and conditions would involve in legal action being taken towards the company, i.e. a lawsuit. A formal brief is a brief that includes everything that the company needs to do in order to deliver. The advantages of a formal brief is that it outlines all specific information needed for what the company have to do, which means there is no confusion. The disadvantages of a formal brief is that they are not always legally binding, which means that any alterations that they have to make will lead to negotiating with the client. And what makes the brief formal is that it outlines everything that we need to do and when we have to deliver it by deadline. But what makes it different is that from contractual is that we are not legally bound to do it. There's no signed agreement to it. So it's just everything that we need to do and the time given to deliver it.
An informal brief is likely to be a verbal agreement. It includes no contract or no written document, meaning that there are no guidelines to follow, so it makes it more easier and stress-free for the people that are doing the task. An advantage of this is that the people can be as creative as they want and do anything as they want, as they're not doing it by guidelines, so they can be as open to their ideas. A disadvantage could be that it's unorganised, meaning that some things may not go to plan as there's no official written statement for the people to follow. So it could mean that the final product might not be as the high standard that it can be, or it might not even be completed. A cooperating brief is a brief where two or more parties are hired to complete a task, meaning they will have to work together to create the final product. An advantage of this would be that there are two companies, meaning that there are more ideas and more creativity, so the outcome would be a better outcome. A disadvantage would be that there may be disagreements causing conflict between the two, so there will need to be a negotiated brief submitted so that both parties are able to work together. This brief will take a shorter time as there are two people working together rather than a small company that would be doing it by themselves.
Right, a negotiated brief is where two media companies come together and negotiate what is best for the output of the use of a product. So they have to come to agreement or come to agreement in a way. One of the advantages is that it allows more than one company to work together, and a disadvantage is where both companies will need to come to an agreement before they can actually move on. A commission brief is where a larger company hires a smaller company to work together to create one product. So the smaller company works on the product. So after that's finished, they will send it to the larger company. So they'll maybe give it to external client. One of the advantages is that it allows a smaller company to gain experience while working with a larger company that is much known. And a disadvantage is that the smaller company doesn't get any rights to that product they have made for the larger company.
So a tender brief is mainly where the client insists where they will need it from the production company. So once it's known, the production companies will produce that brief and work towards it, and then eventually they'll pitch like the budget for it. So the advantages for it is that there's plenty of ideas and plenty of options to choose from the briefs, but there are a lot of disadvantages towards it as well, because you could say that it's a lot more time consuming because there's more to choose from and they got more to look at. A competition brief is a brief that is mainly just open for more than one client, more than one production company. So it's open to a lot of competitors, so you could have 10, 15, 20 different production companies all working on the same brief that's set, and they'll all work towards it, and then the best one at the end will get picked and chosen. So the advantages for that is for that one company, they will get chosen. They're the only. No one else will get chosen. There's only one company. There's money involved for that company. There's a lot of disadvantages though with it, because everyone else who takes part doesn't get anything from it. If they don't get chosen at the end, it's all disregarded and their work is not used.